dozens of people killed, hundreds of homes destroyed, hundreds of shops damaged. Never forget the role of Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam as key perpetrators in the Delhi riots, who were arrested for orchestrating the violence that left parts of India's capital burning. And today, despite the Supreme Court of India refusing to grant bail to both of them, opposition parties and their extended ecosystems continue to openly rally in their support, choosing petty politics over India's territorial integrity as well as the rule of law. Even in the past, Congress and its allies publicly took the side of the perpetrators, going so far as to describe Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam, who had openly echoed calls to break the nation, as innocent victims. They made a clear political choice. This is the same Sharjeel Imam on record saying it's our responsibility to separate Assam from India, talking about stopping the Indian Army supply routes and claiming ownership over the so-called chicken's neck. These are statements about choking India's strategic lifeline, about cutting off the armed forces, and about fragmenting the country itself. How does the Congress party justify these statements while portraying Umar Khalid and Sharjeel Imam as harmless dissenters? And why does it repeatedly cross a line that ultimately poses a direct threat to India's sovereign integrity? This video alone should have settled the matter, but for the Congress-led INDI Alliance, it clearly didn't. There's a pattern here. Every time the law moves against people accused of tearing the country apart, the same response follows. Doubts are cast on the police, bias is hinted at the courts, and the idea is floated that India's justice system cannot be trusted. Interestingly, the same arguments find eager support among certain Western political voices who seem deeply invested in lecturing India about its democracy. When those voices criticize India's system, they are amplified enthusiastically by Congress and its leaders. But when India's own courts speak, including the apex court of the land, skepticism suddenly becomes their preferred posture, despite their enthusiastic support for anti-national elements and their best efforts to rebrand them as revolutionaries. Under the Modi government, such threats to the sovereign and territorial integrity of India will be swiftly dealt with by the long arm of the law.